date on MarkTwainZephyr.com, also our Facebook and Twitter pages at Mark Twain Zephyr. I'm Robert Tabern, Director of Passenger Development for the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad. We're coming to you once again from Zephyr Studios, our television production facilities in Barron, Wisconsin. And, we got a special guest today.
Hello everyone, Kandace Tabern here.
And it's Sunday, March 14th, 2021. And, besides my wife, tell them, I guess, who you are.
Well, we have a pretty special announcement for you guys today. We, together with the Wisconsin Great Northern, have created a new book all about the Mark Twain Zephyr train set.
So we thought we would dedicate this episode a little bit, a restoration update on this Sunday, to telling you a little bit more about the books. We think if you were on our e-newsletter list, we sent e-newsletter list out in February where people got the advanced chance to buy a copy, and we had a really great response. Thanks to everybody who pre-bought their copy of the book. We gave a nice little discount, so that's another incentive for them to sign up for our e-newsletter, which you can
get
do.
special discounts and maybe bonuses, or maybe, who knows, we might throw some other book in there, you know.
Yeah, wow. So we had some people who weren't on the list, and a couple of members of the Burlington Route Historical Society said, would you mind dedicating one of your Sunday afternoon updates to tell us a little bit more about the book, and we could talk about some of our experiences real quick this afternoon in writing the book. So the idea for the book actually came about over a year ago when Greg and Mardell Vreeland, owners of the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad, decided to purchase the Mark Twain Zephyr. They noticed, and something I didn't even notice, but they noticed that there was never actually a book, as far as we know. I have to say as far as we know, but a couple people have confirmed this, that there's never been a book written just about the Mark Twain Zephyr. There's books about the Pioneer Zephyr, and I think even the Twin Cities Zephyrs, but there's never been a book specifically about the Mark Twain Zephyr, which kind of surprised me when Greg said that. I was like, well, there's got to be some book out there, but we weren't able to find any, so he put me to work as the director of passenger development.
Put us to work.
Yeah, you helped me. You've been a big help, and you'll be able to talk about some of your experiences and putting together such a large volume. Prior to this, we've done some railroad route guide books for Amtrak, so we weren't new authors. We were co-authors on about 12 different railroad route guides for different Amtrak routes across the country. So we weren't kind of wet behind the ears. But I never wrote we've never wrote kind of a book like about a subject. Ours has been railroad route guides, so it's been something different.
A storybook.
Kind of a storybook. And so what it is, we decided to, we had a full year to research this because of the Wisconsin Great Northern, the virus shutting down the season. Most of the 2020 into the 2021 season, the virus shut down the passenger side of operations, which gave us the chance to really delve into this. When we thought we were going to be back running trains in June or July, we did a quick version of the book, and it was only one volume, and it was 234 pages or so.
Like that, yeah.
And then we had the chance to actually, knowing that we weren't going to be opening until into 2021, we had the chance to delve a little bit more into it, and we decided to come up with a 3-volume set. Now
I'm holding it.
Volume 1, and so Volume 1, it covers basically the inception of the Zephyr, the start of the concept with Ralph Budd, and
it was brought to life.
How it was brought to life. It talks about some of the sister trains. It does talk about the Pioneer Zephyr and the Twin Zephyr, and it goes into maybe 5 to 10 pages about each of the shovel-nosed Zephyrs. And then from there it talks about the building of the Mark Twain Zephyr. We got some never-before-seen photographs of the building of the Mark Twain Zephyr. And then it launches into, again, this is all volume 1, it launches into also some of the speed trials that took place in the Northeast United States, and of course the famous speed record out in the middle of Nebraska. And then volume 1 concludes with a script, play-by-play of the dedication in Hannibal, Missouri on October 25th, 1935. So that is volume 1, and then we have volume 2, which picks up literally 2 days later from the where volume 1 leaves off with the first runs, and it traces basically 23 years of the train through the CB&Q. Now, the primary routes from Burlington, Iowa down to St. Louis,
That's right.
but it was used on a lot of different routes. And then from there, we went and traced it through pretty much 60 years. And this is where Kandace really helped me with the research. 60 years of private ownership from 1960 until 2020. There was a lot of mystery behind who owned the Zephyr, where it was, a lot of just straight out false information that we found online.
The condition of it.
The condition of it. Where were the seats taken out? We still don't quite know. We presume Kansas City. And then it concludes with a chapter co-written with Greg Vreeland, the president of the Wisconsin Great Northern, and talks about what his plans are. So what are some of your memories? You were with me. We've traveled to Kansas City.
I mean,
we went to Kansas City. We went to Iowa. We went to Texas. We traveled around together a lot researching. You've been a big help this summer. So what was Mount Pleasant? We were out several times.
I think my favorite memory of writing this book and creating it for the Wisconsin Great Northern was probably just the individual families' stories, because each family was kind of the same but different. They were all, like, the owners were the fathers of the family, but they were all, you would say, maybe these flippers. They wanted to buy something, restore it, and sell it. Yeah. So that's a lot in the book here that tells you that. Meeting with these families, seeing that, their faces light up when they're talking about their fathers, their love for this train. It was just a great opportunity to meet these families, and how the more that we researched, the more that we found, and the more that we had to piece together and research even more. So it was a great opportunity to find the history of this train and really dig in deep to it.
Yeah, we got to interview some of the fun parts, which you have a chance to see here up on your screen. We had the chance, like Kandace said, to interview the families. We interviewed the Dashner family, the daughter, Mara Lee, and also the son, Charles Dashner Jr. And we went out to near Omaha, a little town we're shooting this out in Glenwood, Iowa. So in addition to the book, as you see on your screen here, we actually taped some interviews that hopefully you'll be able to see. And we'll definitely be airing some of these clips at the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad, maybe for the groundbreaking weekend when we launched this effort. But we also taped interviews with these families, as you're seeing, and these are the Dashners, Marilee, and again the son, Charles Jr. So they talked about their experience, like their dad being a flipper, and they revealed, which no one ever knew, that their dad, who bought the train in 1960, but then died just a few months after purchasing the Zephyr, he originally planned to either sell it to India or Cuba.
That's pretty cool.
That's, no one knew that, so we got that story, and then we also went to, we followed it up from there, and we went to Mount Pleasant, Iowa, and Minnesota, and where the daughter of Ernie Hayes lives in Minnesota, so we sat down with her, and then we went to Kansas City to research this book, and we got to interview Alexander Barquette Jr.
Or Sandy.
Sandy, as he likes to be called, a real nice guy, very helpful with the book. And he talked about his father, who bought the train in 1979, the Mark Twain Zephyr, and then unfortunately passed away again a few months after purchasing the Mark Twain Zephyr. And then we also had the chance very recently, just within the past week, we were down in Chicago, which is after the book was written, but we got to interview one of the three owners, previous owners who Greg and Mardell and the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad bought the train from. So there were 7 private owners.
That's right.
And we got to pretty much be in touch. You got to visit all 7 private owners and put all of their stories into this book. So if you're a Mark Twain Zephyr fan,
or just a Zephyr fan in general.
yeah, I just think it's cool that, like, why in 85 years no one wrote a book about the Mark Twain Zephyr. So if you want to order the books, if you're interested in them, the best prices are going to be by buying the book directly from the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad. We have a deal with our publisher that you can buy them several places online. I've already seen them up on eBay.
I've seen.
Greg has seen these up. People are putting these on eBay.
These are on eBay
for more than we're offering.
And then I've also seen our other books on eBay for more than we sell them. So buy them straight from the source.
Yeah,
don't buy them.
You'll get a new book, we promise. Yes. Anyway, so we decided to offer these in 3 different formats. So for the real hardcore collector, I'm going to put my softcover book down here. We developed a very nice collector's edition. This is our hardcover book, and we have volume 1 and Candace says volume 2 up there.
And they're hardcover.
So if you want to buy one volume from us, it's $79.95 plus shipping and handling. But if you want both copies, we want to mention how you can see. These are not not only hardcover, but they're full color, high quality color pictures, as you can see. They're not cheap ink, so they are pricey, and we don't mark them up very much. They're not that much more than the publisher, but these are high quality books. They're one edition is they're both over 250 pages. By the way, so if you total them up,
over 500 pages
of
information in these books.
500 pages when you total both volumes up. So just one hard copy, $79.95. But we have a deal if you buy both hard copies from it's $149.95 again, $149.95 plus shipping, handling, tax, which isn't too much, and you can get over 500 pages. Collector's bound, beautiful, high premium quality color. I feel like we're doing an infomercial.
Pretty much. I mean, we'll ship anywhere in the lower 48. We'll ship across the pond, as they say.
Well, shipping to the 50 states we do is included, and if you do, we got a couple international orders, and if you do that, it's we do have to bill you for the shipping, which is a little bit more depending on where you live.
Yeah.
We had one guy, I think it was Denmark. He
yeah.
bought the book, and it was like an extra $52 for U.S. for shipping, but he still was like, I gotta have my Mark Twain book, and I want to get out there to the Wisconsin Great Northern and see the great job you're doing.
That's right. So people are really dedicated to supporting this project.
Yeah. So this is a hardcore collectors, but it's really cool. I love the. I think it's worth it for the.
It's our first time doing the books in a hardcover too, so they turned out really
nice. So if it's me, I spend the money and get it, and it preserves it better for your book collection. Sure. But we also have the more economical option of the soft cover books.
Yeah. Here. So the soft cover, if you decide to buy volume 1, which I'm holding, it's going to be $34.95 plus shipping and handling.
And that's for one.
Just one.
Yeah.
The one I'm holding, volume 1.
Yeah.
But if you decide that you really love this project, like we mentioned, and you want to go full out, and you want to get both volumes, 1 and 2, you're going to pay $59.95.
Yeah.
plus shipping and handling.
We want to
for the
mention
set.
it's just the difference in the cover. It's still the same
It's a soft
information.
soft cover. It's really nice and smooth.
Yeah, and it's still the same color picture. It's not the premium color that's in the hardcover, but it's still beautiful, beautiful color photos, as you can see here. So it's still a great quality product. Right. Again, one of these is you could choose volume 1 or 2 for $34.95, or both for $59.95. And we have one more option before we leave you.
Yeah, so we are excited to offer this version. This is pretty new to us that we're doing this version, but we're going to offer an e-version, our electronic version, that you can download on your tablet or your computer.
Which a lot of people have liked because they got the hard copy book didn't publish until March 1st.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to carry this around in your suitcase if you want to bring it with you.
A lot of travelers are.
Volume 1
or 2.
Pick
Whichever which one. Yeah.
But of course you'd want 1 first because it tells the beginning of the story. That one is going to be $24.95 just for 1 volume, 1 or 2.
Ebook,
An ebook, an electronic version. Or you can get both of them for $38.95. And the great thing about that is there's no shipping and handling.
And you get your book within 24, 48 hours. We just make your payment. We give you a code where you go download the book. So
that's right.
Otherwise, the books can be, sometimes they're published on demand, we want to say. So sometimes it can be 12 to 15 business days by the time, just depending on the inventory of how much we have at the railroad. But just to protect ourselves, we always say 10 to 15 business days for shipping for the other ones, just depending on where it is in the book production cycle. So, and we wanted to mention we have a 3rd version that will be coming out. So it really will be, I don't know if we're going to do this or not. I had a couple people suggest that we do a box set. So like when the 3rd version comes out, we do like a nice little like a box version. I don't know if we're going to do that, but I think that's kind of a cool idea. I told whoever sent that in that we're gonna check that out. But yes, there'll be a 3rd version coming out, and we'll start working on that soon. And so that will pick up where Volume 2 leaves off, which is the train being transported to Wisconsin, and we got to follow. That was really cool.
We got to follow Engine Joe, and that was.
Let me throw up a picture here, and we're in the white car that you see on your screen.
Yeah, it was pretty cool chasing Engine Joe up to the Wisconsin Great Northern.
And there's the owners in the camper. They're into the camper. Greg and Mardell and Alexander.
Yeah, so that was pretty great. I actually told Jim, the gentleman that owns the transportation company, that was the best time of my life because we all had walkie-talkies and we got to talk to each other.
10-4, breaker.
Yeah, so, Robert, where can they go to find these books for purchase?
Yeah, well, Candace, the best place is MTZ, like Mark Twain Zephyr, MTZ Store. That's going to be all one word, mtzstore.com. So you'll have all your selections on there, the hardcover, soft cover, ebook, and then we even have a combo. We even have combo hardcover plus the ebook for a bigger discount, and soft cover plus ebook for an even bigger discount.
That's pretty awesome.
So
mtzstore.com.
So also remember birthdays, Father's Day. I know Christmas is still 9 months off, but hey, if Dad's a Burlington fan, maybe Dad was or Grandpa was an engineer or conductor on the old shovel-nosed Zephyrs. Maybe your family history, maybe you live in Fort Madison or Keokuk, Hannibal, some of these towns, Louisiana, Missouri, Ellsbury, some of these towns where the Mark Twain Zephyr went through, and you're watching us. Come get your book, and it makes a great gift too.
Yeah, and make sure also if you want your book signed or dedicated to someone, you also put that in your notes too, so we know to do that.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy to do that. Just when you're purchasing it, put it in the PayPal notes. We had a couple people really touching story of a 7-year-old who's battling leukemia in Milwaukee who loves the Zephyrs and loves the shovel-nosed Zephyrs. Silas. Say hi to Silas.
Hi, Silas.
And he wanted Grandpa bought him book, and we signed it for him, and we'll ship it off. So that's no extra charge, because I think it makes the books worth less, right? If we sign
Pretty
it.
much. Yeah.
So, but if you want us to autograph it or put it any special way, just put it in your notes, and yeah, we won't, obviously no charge extra for that. Some people like their books signed. So, but just want to mention, Volume 3 will be we'll start there where you were talking about, and then it's gonna go up to all the way through the reconstruction. So we're out there 2-3 days a week taking pictures up at the railroad. That will be included in the book, and I'll show from the lifeless shell to which will be the ribbon cutting and the first runs with our public. So those books will be those books, the 3rd edition, should be available sometime probably around this time, maybe next year, maybe a little bit earlier, depending if we can get them out earlier. So there will be a Volume 3, and everybody who's bought Volume 1 and 2 will get a slight discount on Volume 3 when it comes out. Well, that is our update. Candace, thanks for joining us for the first time on the Mark Twain Zephyr Restoration Update. That wraps up our restoration update for today. We are unfortunately out of time, but we will be back next Sunday, same time here, March 21st, 2021, and we're going to get an update out at the train. We're going to talk to Nick, who is in the trucks shop. They have the 5th truck, I believe, in the truck shop, and are working on that. So we'll get an update next week from Nick, and we'll get an update next week also from Bob on some of the other projects that he's been working on, including converting the dining cars into private dining cars.
That's pretty good. Are you going to be beat blasting again?
There'll be no beat blast. I don't.
That's good.
All right.
You're safe then.
All right. So we'll see you next Sunday, March 21st. Bye.
Fly away.